So in this short lesson, I just wanted to show some of the other variations. Now we've just seen the one that's made with dummy here, and then we've seen the one that's made with a cake, and obviously the bottommost is the dummy, and then how to put them together and the floral arrangements and all that. But these are kind of the traditional way of putting the tiers one on top, and there could be the trends coming in and then newer stuffs that are going to keep coming through the time. However, with what is there right now, I just thought I should just brief up some of the other different ways of how you could use things that are available in the market. Okay, so these are called the acrylic separators. Okay, I'll just come to this a little while after. So now the acrylic separators are kind of available in the market, where with the vendors who are specific to making the acrylic boxes, or there are also people who are the baking supply store who are more towards the cake craft, and decorating supplies is their major niche, and those kind of vendors do have the stock of these. Now they come with a board on the top and they come with a board at the bottom as well, and these are the separators which can be added in between the tiers of the cakes as well, dummies. And now these are lightweight, right? But then you have a base and then you also have a hole in the middle to go. Now if this is going to be placed in between a cake like that, now the doubling of this cake, in case I'm going to place this one on top of that, the doubling on top of that should be based on this circle. So your drawing for the doubling should be based on this, and now when you place that one there, your dowels will be all within this particular board. And when this board also comes on top, and then above this, you could still continue to use your cakes to place. It can take the weight, it will take the weight. Now if this movement is there, that has to be stuck. You could very well do that with hot glue. Just get your hot glue in, and then you could glue that and then place it here. And why this lid is there? Because you're supposed to be arranging certain elements in there to add value, which is mostly what people prefer to use is fresh flowers, plastic flowers, or the fairy lights. They could go inside this, and after you've placed whatever you want to add inside the tiers, it's just going to be see-through, and what you're going to add will be just seen from the front of the cake and through all around as well. Then go on with a hot glue there, and then just place this right in the middle and then just stick it. Now then this, all of it together will become like one piece, and they are not going to move, they are not going to slide after the hot glue gun. And then you could use the doubling and then place this on top and then continue to put the tiers on top. Now if the center dowel, if the inside of this acrylic box, if you're not going to keep it crowded, like if there are not going to be flowers all around, then if the center dowel is passing through, it may not look good. So there you just need to have your own judgment of how you're going to have the center dowel pass through. But should you just allow the center dowel to pass through only all the way till here, and if there are tiers on top, you put your center dowel and then it ends there, and in that case you don't need a board with a hole, just a simple board should be enough. So the center dowel stops there, and below that if there are like 4 tiers just in case, then you could do a center dowel for the 4 tiers below and then place this on top with a hot glue and say they're just fairy lights, and then you could put the fairy lights and then stack the above. Now below this and the above this, there has to be support obviously, and the doweling for the tier that is below this should be measured with this circle disc and not the cake above that. So that is the thing that you need to keep in mind while you're just working with the spacers. Now there are a few shapes and sizes. Quite a lot of sizes are there, but for the shape, I think hexagon, the circle one, and the square are the ones that are available. So I'm just going to show how it would look. Now that is a hexagon one. In case I just need to place this on top. Now there will be this kind of movement. Now you could also place the spacers in between. These are the acrylic boxes. I just don't have the props to just put into them to show how it would all look, but a lot of these, it doesn't have to be fresh. Now you could make your own sugar flowers and then arrange, but that is like quite a lot of hard work. So now with this extra acrylic boxes in between, when it just starts to look like there is like this is so massive than the ones that we just put the cakes together, and that extra movement kind of comes from addition of these new stuffs that keeps coming up in the market, and obviously anything inside this maybe plastic flower with this orange color would have been really good as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to put this aside. Then the next one I'd like to show is the separator, the metal separators, and there are different kinds of separators that are available with the attachments coming all over, and then it just comes in the middle, and it has like two hands, and then it is like the Hulk holding, and then you could just place the cake on top. But we just need to know how we could just use this cake. So with this, I just want to show one cake, but this is dummy, but I'm just going to explain how this is going to work. Now I'm going to place this spacer on top of this. This spacer is heavy, could be like 500 grams to about 700 grams weight. Okay, now I'm just going to place this on top. Now if this was the cake, now this cake has to take the weight of this spacer, and there will be cake on top of that as well, and that weight also it needs to take. But whatever weight that is, you just need to understand one circle comes on top of another cake, right? And then we just need to get this measurement and then do our doubling max, and then get the dowels in here, and the center dowel cannot come here at this point, and if there were two tiers below that, then you will do the center dowel and get the two tiers come together. Obviously the royal icing or ganache chocolate, all that will be there stuck. But above this there is no center dowel, and then this one will come on top. Okay, and then I'm just going to get this particular cake to just sit on top. Now the cake that is going to sit on top, it could be the same height as this top diameter, or it could be a little bigger, that doesn't matter. Now should we show this metal spacer in between? It is okay to show. So most of the times the logic here is it's like making it look like it is floating. Now when you want to make it look like it is floating, then we kind of hide this whole thing with the similar decoration, any element that you've used to just go on and then come in like a flow and then just get down all the way there. And that way we just make it look like you're just getting people surprised of how this cake is just standing up on the top. So that is the whole logic. Now if they were flowers, like say maybe the modern wedding cake we did with a bougainvillea, now once you just place the arrangement, just get all the flowers in here and then just get the arrangement down in there, and then you will have the cake made with a spacer. Now obviously how much weight can the spacer take, that stuff is there. Now how much can I just push this? Now if there is like too much weight, obviously it will come down a bit, but it is quite sturdy, it's not going to fall. When you can consider having one more tier on top, and then you could stack that. So if there is another tier, and then doweling will happen, and then there will be a center dowel that will pass through both tiers, but there could be a little dent like so on the side. But then consider maybe having one dummy and then the other one cake, and the permutation and combination that you can come up with to create your own designs with different other things that are available. You can just go endless, and this is just a few stuffs that I thought I could show you, so you can go about thinking of creating more kinds of wedding cakes now that you've learnt the basic and the basic arrangement, and these are something that you could just put to use in your future. Okay, so now with these arrangements done, the last thing that I want to talk about are the cake stands, right? Now every wedding cake you just need to have like really good cake stand for yourself, first of all, to take good pictures of your cakes, and then the second thing, maybe the client's wedding, they just want their cake to look really very, the centerpiece, the hero of the event. And if they do not have like a proper cake stand, now you should know how beautiful your cake is going to look, and you could offer your own cake stand into the wedding event. When you could just take it back. Okay, now I'm just going to put this here. I'm just going to get a very few, I have a few more, but I'm just going to show some of them. These are the regular cake stands. Okay, now they are available with the baking vendors and online and craft stores and some home centers and places where you could just go pop in and then see if there are any good cake stands. Then you could just buy. My favorite one to use is this, with a wooden base and the marble top. It just kind of goes well with most of my cakes, so I just prefer using that. And all wooden cake stand is also really very good. A black and a white, all white and all black also comes in handy some of the times with the different colors of cakes that we work on. And this is also something that I got from a cake stand vendor itself. Okay, now with these are cake stands, I kind of make my stands sometimes unique. So it's like, if this is there with a vendor, then every other a baker or a cake artist could have access to this particular stand. And so then over the time, then the pictures that I take with my cake may not turn out to be unique, because there are others who are already taking with a similar kind of stand. That goes well with this also. They could be expensive, and sometimes not everybody will be able to buy that, so we kind of have it unique. So when you look at your cake, you keep posting your cake, then the people could relate to, this is this person's cake now. That kind of thing we just keep on taking with a similar style, and we just end up making people understand, look at it, and they will just relate it to your name. So that kind of style we just want to develop, out of which that uniqueness comes also from the cake stands. Okay, so the thing that I want to share are these candle stands, because when you go to the baking vendors and then you kind of get the stands that are there, good ones, choose them and buy. Now once you have got the cake stands from the vendors and you don't have anything unique that they would like to offer, they have to offer, then the next place that you could visit to just explore on the cake stands are the candle stores. The elite candle stores have these kind of cake stands, and they look absolutely gorgeous to me. Whenever I go into the candle shops to just go check for the unique candle stands. Now obviously on this top we could just have like a acrylic board or a wooden board, and hot glue it, and it's just going to be in place. And sometimes when you're just going to use dummies only to take pictures, I don't even have the board underneath. I just place the dummies on top and just make sure I'm just not going to shake or anything, and then take a picture to have like a very tall profile cake. And this is another candle stand only, and this also I just got it from a candle shop, right? And this is also similar to that. So these are going to give like some kind of uniqueness to your photography. So you could just keep looking for newer cake stands, so your wedding cake at the end will just kind of start looking absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. So I think with this lesson we just come to the end of this entire episode of the traditional wedding cake. I will see you in the next lesson.